With the orcs working in the mine, productivity has exploded. Their passion for physical exertion is so great that some work 24 hours a day without stopping, and Lloyd is forced to send them to rest by force. Thanks to this incredible work ethic, production has increased more than tenfold. Moreover, the orcs do not need money, refusing to be paid. Their only requirement is to always have full bellies. This quickly becomes a huge problem. In a discussion with his father, Lloyd proposes a solution. They must exponentially increase tax revenues in order to be able to buy the meat necessary to feed the orcs. The Baron, although he understands economic logic, refuses, explaining that his people are barely surviving and that raising their taxes will be tantamount to robbery. To his surprise, Lloyd agrees, showing an unexpected understanding of economics. If taxes are too high, people will stop working and income will decrease. So how does he propose to increase revenue? Simple, Lloyd replies, we need to make people make a lot of money. His plan is to turn the abandoned Merit swamps, a land forgotten for hundreds of years, into fertile farmland and offer it to the people. This way, they will be able to farm, get rich, and as a result, pay higher taxes. The two, Lloyd and Javier, travel to the swamps. Javier is skeptical about the possibility of farming land abandoned for centuries, but Lloyd assures him that he has a plan, although deep down, he knows it won't be easy. He realizes that he needs to build an effective drainage system, but his manual attempts to create a small-scale model fail miserably. After 21 days of grueling work without sleep or proper food, Lloyd is exhausted. The Baron, concerned, comes to see him, but Javier stops him, explaining that the new Lloyd is a man who never gives up and that he must not stand in his way. Impressed by the determination of his son, whom he thought was a lost cause, the Baron leaves, and his increased approval earns Lloyd another 20 RP, bringing the total to 931. Finally, one night, after countless failures, Lloyd succeeds. He creates a working drainage model and, exhausted but triumphant, celebrates his victory, dreaming of the flood of money that will follow. The superhuman effort was not in vain. A notification informs him that he has unlocked a new ability, simulation mode, for his design skill. Now, he can create virtual simulations of the terrain and test different projects without having to build physical models. Furious that he only learned about this ability after working for a whole month, Lloyd is informed by the system that the abilities are unlocked only through personal experience. Everything is tied to his desire. He remembers that his only wish was to stop worrying about money, but the system tells him that a true desire is something much more intense, something that transcends time and space. Leaving philosophy aside, Lloyd focuses on the next step. At sunrise, he looks out over the swamp and summons his summons, Padong and Bangle. The first stage of the project is to completely drain the swamp of water. Realizing that the two are too small for such a large task, Lloyd decides to use all of his RP points to get new helpers. Opening the summoning screen, he notices that the price increases by 1.5x with each attempt. With 931 RP, he can afford 4 new summons. He doesn't need any special skills, just creatures that can grow and carry water. After he presses the start button, a deafening sound and a magic circle appear. From it, a yellow projectile is launched at high speed, hitting him directly in the face. When he comes to, he sees a yellow, hippopotamus-like creature shouting Hemon. His 2 old friends, Padong and Bangle, happily greet the newcomer. Lloyd, with a bleeding nose, immediately asks the new water-drinking hippopotamus for the instruction manual. The creature spits out a wet manual, and Lloyd reads in shock. Don't you grow bigger with sunflower seeds? The chapter ends with Lloyd realizing with horror that, despite the expense, he may have summoned a creature completely useless to his plan.